Yo, what is good? It is Bo King, and we finally have some information, some legitimate, direct from the source. Season 10, Night Haven announcement. Oh, finally we get some information. So, wanted to make this video to run through all of this, kind of see what's the coolest additions, the most important things, yeah, and just run through this. So let's get it, starting with this graphic. Obviously, I mean, it's looking pretty sick. It's like some Transylvania castles with, I don't know if this is like the final boss in the new raid, or if this is, a character in the story and there's wolves. I don't know, but I think that looks pretty sick. I'm here for that. So, with Season 10 Night Haven, explore a realm hidden from Eternum for generations. Uncover the fate of the Tear of Gaia. Navigate treacherous alliances and face threats born from darkness itself between a mysterious new zone, evolving endgame systems, and a 10-player raid. This season reshapes how you journey and endure. The Night Haven updates release on Monday, October 13th, and will be free. Nice. Well, I guess that right there, probably the most important piece of information a lot of people were looking for. So, Monday, October 13th, and it is free. That is definitely huge. So, definitely happy about that. Okay, this is badass. New Zone Night Haven. This is cool. It's like a little. This reminds me of the place in RuneScape where they had werewolves. I can't even remember what it was called, but there was people there that would turn into werewolves, and I feel like that's what this little village reminds me of for sure. But this looks sick. New Zone Night Haven. An ancient land rich with history, Night Haven is largely cut off from the rest of Eternum for lifetimes under the direction of its powerful king. Blah 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 blah. Okay, this is kind of just lore about the region, it looks like. Yeah, okay. Anyways, new zone, Night Haven, looking super cool. New story. I guess this is the addition of the new segment of the MSQ. Not too worried about that. If you want to read into that, you can read into that. Okay, here we go. New game mode, Catacombs. Catacombs is a new game mode in which up to 3 players explore the depths of a procedurally generated dungeon. Okay, so that's what they were talking about with those. That's what they've been referencing with the procedurally generated dungeons. Battling a wide variety of enemies and bosses, gaining unique mode-specific power-ups, collecting cursed resources and currency, racing to successfully exit, cleanse treasures before time runs out. Okay, so it's like a legacy sword and shield, steel and sword, whatever that game is. It's like an extraction kind of mission. Okay, I'm with that. That's pretty cool. The difficulty is moderate at the start and will increasingly get difficult. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Failure to make a save. Nice. Okay, so you can decide if you want to push further in and keep risking it to get more. Okay, that's very, very cool. That is sick. Nice. The new raid. Okay, here we go. New raid. The Isle of Night. Isle of Night. A new 10-person in-game raid. The raid is set in a once magnificent kingdom whose inhabitants have now fallen lost. Okay, so there we go. The dungeon is going to be lost. I'd heard a lot of people saying that it was going to be ancient, but because that word is capitalized, I think that's a pretty solid indication that those are going to be the major trophies that you're going to want to get for this raid. So you're definitely going to want your major lost combat trophies for this. Okay. Similar in length and format to Gorg, this raid features 3 new bosses, new enemy types, puzzles, encounters. This raid will be some of the hardest content in Season 10. Well, yeah, I would hope so. Okay, well that's very, very exciting. Interesting. Yeah, so many people were talking about it being ancient, but it is lost. Okay, cool. Overhauled endgame progression. Night Haven. Okay, enables players to customize their loadouts in ways that they never could before and discover unique and powerful combinations. I love that. Okay, no, that's perfect. That is my favorite thing to do is get creative, find cool combinations. Okay, so that is awesome. Level cap to 70, gear score max to 800. Okay, so there it is. It is official right there. Level cap up 5, gear score to 800. Nice. Okay, and in PvP, scales to 775. Okay, interesting. Okay, so you could run OPRs and stuff and just have 775 off. Interesting. New gear modding system. Okay, here we go. Perk charms. Instead of one customizable gem socket, gear can now have up to 4 empty sockets into which players can install new perk modifiers called charms. Player can have up to 4 empty sockets and you install new perk modifiers called charms. Charm sockets and charms themselves. Okay, so there's 2 different crafting elements there, kind of like rune glass, I guess. Have 3 types: defensive, offensive, and skill. These charms can be picked up, fully refined, but more commonly need to be crafted. Interesting. Okay, so you're going to need to put charms into all of your 4 sockets rather than doing 4 perks. And you choose whether you want it to be defensive, offensive, or skill. I feel like that's kind of like already how it is, in a sense. Right? Like you're either running a harnessing perk, or you're running enchanted ward, or you're running conditioning, or you're running a skill perk. So I don't totally understand, unless they're like changing all of the types of perks and things and what, I don't know. But that's kind of already how it is. And now they're just adding sockets where, like, does there even need to be I guess maybe now because you can customize the whole thing, I guess, is really cool. So there's not like a fixated perk. So I guess that's kind of cool. Okay, that will be interesting to see how that plays out. Set bonuses. Okay, they talked a lot about this. We're introducing set bonuses for the first time. These ultra rare sets of gear will be earned from Pinnacle in-game content, which is the new raid, catacombs, and the PvP track. We encourage players to mix and match sets to achieve our build type, so they aren't all or nothing. Nice. Set bonuses come in 2 types. Some bonuses activate at 2 and then get better at 4, and some only activate at 3 and get better at 5. Okay, interesting. This means there are 7 possible combinations for set bonuses. It's a lot of numbers. It's up to you to decide the best combination of effects that best suits your unique playstyle. Okay, interesting. So if you got like 2 new pieces from the new raid, you'd potentially be able to get a set bonus, and then potentially if you wore all 5 pieces from the new raid, you would be getting like some crazy bonus. Okay, that's cool. Okay, Umbrals, nice. This was what I've been curious about. Umbrals, to round out the long-term chase. Umbral shards. This means all gear in the new paradigm stays viable. Okay, that's key. This means that all the gear in the new paradigm stays viable. Upgradable with Umbrals rather than the clunky system at the Gypsum Kiln. They're calling it clunky themselves. That's crazy. Any gear with gear score of at least 700 can be upgraded with Umbrals. That's massive. Any gear with gear score of at least 700 can be upgraded with Umbrals. So that means any named piece in the game that you could upgrade to 700, plus any piece of gear above 700 that's not named. So that means all of your well gear. That means everything. You basically can upgrade any piece of gear. Okay, I was worried it was just going to be named gear, so you wouldn't be able to upgrade things like Gorgonite items and things like that. Okay. Okay, that is awesome. That is huge. Any gear with gear score of 700 can be upgraded. That's awesome. The system now works slightly different than in the past, as it is now a cap of 1,000 and a weekly limit. Okay, that's good. Yeah, because in the past you kind of just got way too much and grinded and grinded and grinded and grinded and grinded, and then it became pointless. Okay, I'm here for that. That's cool. Infix perks. There will still be unique gear perks with powerful and rare perks called infixes. These will function similarly to how the unique perk on artifacts work. Okay. I'm not totally sure what to make of that. Are they like getting are they getting rid of artifact perks, or they're just saying there's going to be new gear that has like a fixated perk? I guess that's probably what it is. There's probably like new gear from new raids that has like one set perk that's extremely strong, and you can only get it on that gear. Okay. Yeah, kind of to see like how Disdained Infliction was when Gorgon first came out, I'm assuming. Okay. Anyways, attribute changes. There are no longer any perks which increase attributes. We felt these perks didn't really result in a meaningful choice between two good alternatives. We felt these perks didn't really result in a meaningful choice between two good alternatives. So we've decided to reclaim that slot for more interesting perks. All of the attribute points used for this perk are reassessed. Interesting. Okay, so now your gear is not going to give you like plus 42 dexterity or plus 38 dexterity or plus 32 constitution. They're just getting rid of that, and now you can just put another perk on it. That's awesome. I love that. That's awesome. Cool. Now we just get more creativity with that, and we still keep all those attributes because they said they're just adding it into the pool through leveling up. That's awesome. So that just gives us more creativity. Nice. Perk design. We've done a complete sweep through our collection of perks. Pretty sure we've done a complete sweep through of our collection. Oh, whoa. I didn't mean to look up whatever that was. Our collection of perks and made some structural changes. Our goal is to make perk selection conditional and thoughtful and to eliminate must-have perks. Nice. That simply raise the critical combat numbers, like damage soon. Okay, they want to eliminate must-have perks that simply raise combat numbers, like damage. So that makes me think that they're talking about harnessing. Must-have perks that raise numbers like stamina. That makes me think of vital synergy. Must-have perks that critically influence cooldown reduction. I guess, I mean, are they just talking about how you have to have refreshing on a lot of things? I don't know. Without some kind of meaningful drawback. Whoa, whoa. Why should I have to have some sort of meaningful drawback for my perks? I mean, I guess Plague Herald kind of has that. Like, you get a super OP perk, but then you have a drawback. So maybe they're, I don't know, gonna start adding things like that to other perks where maybe if you run Enchanted Ward, then you take more damage from abilities or something. That would be interesting, like, because Enchanted Ward protects you from light and heavy attacks, but then maybe you would take 1% more damage from abilities or something like that. I don't know. Okay, that's interesting. New OPR map, the tower. Yes. Okay, this is huge. Nice. The tower rises above the mists, a gothic fortress fusing ancient magic and engineering brilliance atop a mountain peak. Battle across 3 vertical layers of dark grandeur from the commanding castle heights to the corrupted depths below. Jump pads, strategic pathways, constant warfare. Nice. Okay, I'm here for it. I love that. I cannot wait. I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting a preview at some point this season for that map, so I'm sure maybe in like a week or two we've got to be getting that, so that's so cool. Nice. Keep on the lookout. Get a sneak... Oh, hey, there it is. Get a sneak peek. Season 10 OPR map. September 23rd. So yes, 1 week. 1 week we will have the preview. And then don't miss the dev video coming in early October. Awesome. Well, hey, that covers all of it. I think that is insane. I think that is so cool. I love all of the changes. I love everything that they're doing. So, I mean, this is looking hyped. I cannot wait for Season 10. So, yeah, I hope this covered everything that really mattered in this season update. But Is there anything on this next page? No, this is just the other one. So, anyways, this has been Bo King. Super hyped for season 10. I hope you guys are too. So, again, Monday, October 13th. It's free. I mean, come on, let's get it. You know where I'm going to be at, so I'll see you guys there. Peace.